anyone out there?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yo, yo.
Hello.
I know you're leading the show.
Hello, everyone. Aggie, you're muted. Aggie, you're
what's up?
muted, buddy. You're muted.
Nobody
Get
else.
on this here.
Oh my god.
The right microphone. Oh, here we go. So what's up? Let's do this.
Hey!
Alright,
Alright, let's try it again.
let's do this again. From the bottom left, the Mr. Creepy guy, Mr. Chobo.
What's up, guys?
And on top of him, we have Mr. Tim.
Hello.
And beside him, we have the anonymous guy. It's Mr. Snipe.
Yo, yo, what's up?
And then we have the Boba guy, who seems a bit... Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing there on the picture.
Aggie, you're a little bit too quiet, they saying in the stream chat.
Yeah.
Up my microphone. Let's just do it like this. Alright. Is this
Nice.
better, guys?
Hold on, I'll be right back. Someone's at the door.
Okay.
Nice timing.
So we can just go on, right? He'll be back.
Yeah, we hope so.
We hope so.
Professional casting here.
Alright, let's get into it then.
Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so this is a preseason talk show, and we're gonna announce all the teams. We got 8 teams. And, am I still quiet?
Oh, guys, still too quiet.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it seems.
Raise your mic volume in OBS, because you're fine on Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
we can all
why-
hear you fine.
Why it does that. Let's try like this then? Is this better?
Just kick Endymion out of the chat.
Should be good now, right? Alright, there we go. Alright,
Perfect.
so we're gonna announce the teams, and we got 8 teams. We're gonna announce them one by one, and we're gonna go through the whole playlist. I hope someone in our group here is gonna know someone from the team, so there's no one left out. So, anyways, should we start?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, first team we're gonna reveal is Team 1. And it is none other than Sugo and Tim's team.
Hell
We
yeah.
got Tim. Tim can tell us all about it.
Yeah, Tim, tell us all about your team.
All about our team. Well, it's all Protoss. 100% of these players are Protoss.
Actually,
What?
that is right.
Overpowered.
Yeah, so Sugo in particular was like really hesitant about coaching people that weren't Protoss because he doesn't ever play his off races really. So he wanted to just coach Protoss players. So he came up with the idea of just having an all Protoss team. Why not? So we put that together, and I'm a pretty big fan of the lineup, from what I can see.
Should we talk about like the notable players that you have? For example, I'm familiar with King Pi. I think he's pretty solid as a player. He played in the L Masters All Stars matches. He looked pretty solid. I think he's a good tier 1 Protoss for you guys to have.
Yeah, King Pi was on my team last season as well, and he was in tier 2 last season, and now he's in tier 1. He's definitely shown a bunch of improvement in the past few months.
I see you have Least also.
Yeah, we got Least out here in the chat.
I actually got to play against Overtime and Y2 Kid in the preseason week 2, and I know Y2 Kid is very solid.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
All right.
Yeah, I believe he went 4-0 in the preseason for week
Yeah.
2 at least.
Oh,
I
don't-
know overtime. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know all of these players yet, only most of them, but looks like a pretty solid team.
Overtime's
All
been putting
Protoss.
in the work recently. He's been practicing. I helped him out a little bit recently in PvT, and his foundation looks solid. I could easily see him rising to around tier 1 level by the end of the season.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot with him as well, and he seems really solid. Actually, he has a lot of potential.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely all be gods of PvP because we're gonna be practicing against each other all the time. But the plan is, so this is like one of the Elmaster Discord teams, and then we'll have the other Elmaster Discord team is going to be all Terran and Zerg. So we're gonna be practicing with them a lot.
All right, so spoiler alert there.
Team 2, spoiler alert.
Should I just put up the
Endymion-
team 2 here?
Yeah,
and
let's
Dimian
do
is
it.
asking about what my team name is going to be for our team. We haven't really gotten that far yet.
I think Protoss.
PP.
Protoss
Protoss
is the
power.
team name.
PP.
Yeah, something involving
Higher.
Protoss for sure. It has to be.
Team Arctosis Salt.
No,
Yeah.
make higher grade again. That's it.
All right, so this is team 1. It is coached by Sugo and Tim, as you can see, and it's all Protoss players. The next team is also from the Elmaster Discord, and it looks like this.
Drum roll.
Yeah. And there we have the
There we
coaches
go.
Chobo, swaggins, and Flash for the world.
Yes. So this team, when I first saw it, I was extremely happy, despite the fact that we don't have a single Protoss player, right? They added, no Protoss players at all, and we do have, I think, like a really strong tier 1. I mean, Doc Holliday's been on the come up for a while. Sham 2 is a pretty solid tier 1. Elmaster is probably one of the better tier 1s in the league, I think. Not as familiar with Six Saucy or George, but I know that they're both they're above 1700 and they're solid. Yenta, I played with him. He's taking games off me, so I'm looking forward to that. And tier 2 is also a bunch of people that I'm very well familiar with. Have a lot, except for maybe Inoshishi, but everyone else there is basically people who we interact with almost every day in the Elmaster Discord, or I interact with online. Cold Wife, for example, is a person who was on my StarCraft college team like many years ago. T45 from tier 3, he's very active. So is Buenaventura. And Marketing Boone is someone I met recently, and we've been playing a lot. So I'm really, really happy with my team overall, despite the lack of Protoss. But as Tim said, we will be sharing, I think, not in the lineups, but at least in terms of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Help coach each other.
All right, so I'm looking at the tier.
What do you guys think? Which one do you think is stronger? Team 1 or Team 2?
Protoss, obviously. It's all Protoss.
Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, Protoss doesn't have to do much to be strong, but
Wow.
I'm a little biased though. But I mean, the tier 1 for with Sham 2 and Doc Holliday and Elmaster is just really, really strong.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, our Team 2 is no joke either. Father, Foxbat,
Yeah,
Cold Wave,
yeah.
Abstract Daddy. I'm happy about these.
Sham 2 only lost one preseason game, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Really
alright, it was
good.
to me though, so that's cool.
All right, and in the tier 3 we have that new guy, Mr. Marketing Boone. We've been playing a bit with him. He's some former StarCraft 2 player, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty fast with his fingers. Doesn't have the basics done yet, but I think he can surprise a lot of people.
I saw him play a much more experienced player, and it was a situation where Marketing Boone, I think, only really has one build in TVP, which is, like 2 factories, get a 3rd base, and then just pump on 3 base, and then roll the opponent.
Yeah.
And his opponent, obviously tier 3, sometimes not the best scouting, not the best reactions. He just completely played into Marketing Boon's hand. Like, he made units, but he didn't attack. He tried to expand, but didn't expand fast enough. And Marketing Boon looked like he was unstoppable in that game. So I think he's a player that where you give him some space to grow in, he's gonna just roll everybody in tier 3. That's my thinking.
Yeah.
I think he'll improve quickly for sure. Like, I watched some of his games, and he hasn't been playing very long. He's already doing a lot of the right things.
Yeah. Yeah. You also have a Swedish guy, right? In tier 3? Buenaventura Rev?
Yes.
I think he's from Sweden.
I'm pretty sure he's from Sweden. He's very active in the Elmaster Discord. We hear about his ladder adventures every day. But it sounds like he's been improving. I mean, he also joined Rev recently, so congratulations to him on that. And he's also like kind of a shining beacon of positivity in what is oftentimes a slightly, maybe not exactly toxic, but hostile environment. Because this is a game about genocide, right? So having a nice beacon of light on your team is definitely he's gonna be our moral center.
Yeah. All right. So, should we keep going?
Do it.
No.
This was Team 2 from Elmaster Discord, and all Terran and Zergs compared to the first team. Next team is going to be the coach is going to be Cadency and Faust, and it looks like this.
The old
Team
Sam
meme.
Fire.
Yeah.
Sam Young Fire.
Reincarnation, maybe.
Yeah. Any words about this team?
Ooh.
We have a Boba
I'm
life in
excited.
there.
I am excited.
They got a strong tier 1.
This team is really strong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all right. So even the tier 1 is obvious, but tier 2, you got Snowfruit, who's probably I would have expected him to be tier 1 by now. Some of his games have been incredible.
Yeah.
You have Mr. Chill, who's a really good player. He just needs a little fine tuning here and there. Kanzaki Renko is super solid. He actually climbed to 1650 or I think at least 1650 just this week. So he's going to be on top of the tier 2, I think, in terms of MMR alone. So this team, that's definitely some competition for us, I think.
Sam Fire repeat. What do we got?
I'm hoping.
Tier 1 is absolutely the strongest part of this game, though. With Relentless.
Chava, yeah.
Yeah, Relentless Chava. Ad Hoc is also pretty good. Jinjin's
Baker
not
solid.
bad. Yeah.
Gonna have to try hard against them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both Relentless and Chava, they go like, well, okay, first of all, Relentless, I don't think I've beaten him in the past, 7 years. Granted, we haven't played that much, but I find his playstyle completely unstoppable. Like, I can't keep up with him. And Chava, him and I went 50-50 last time we played. So if you're going 50-50 and beating coaches, I think you're in a good spot, in tier 1.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I think Chava went undefeated or something in preseason too.
Mm-hmm.
In tier 1 preseason, so that's pretty strong.
Yeah. I played M. Baker last season, I think, in tier 2. So it's good to see him going up to tier 1. Interesting player, I think. He's a Zerg, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty slow on his micro and on his APM, but really good macro. He was everywhere on the map.
And he's been in CPL since season 1, I believe. He's been going strong, so it's nice to see him climb all the way to tier 1.
Yeah. And then, of course, this team has my buddy Chessie. Isn't that nice? And also Boss Ross, of course.
Boss Ross is a solid Terran player. I played Chessie. Chessie's really good. He's got a solid ZVT and really good ZVZ. I played him a few times last season for ZVZ. And he's trying to get a new outlook on StarCraft, so he's less salty.
It should be noted that you guys also have MLTY, the legendary time traveling player who plays like it's 2005 still.
Oh,
he's famous in FBW for his old school strats. Like one base Protoss every game, stuff like that. And I believe he played random or at least race pick in season 1. So he has I think he has a wide arsenal of cheeses and plays that he could throw at you.
yeah.
Yeah, I even think our tier 3 has a nice kind of base for which they can grow out of.
Yeah, Dirkovic has been active. I've been following him a little bit. He's someone to look out for, I think, for sure.
Yeah, he's been in my team 2 seasons in a row, I think. We haven't played much during those seasons. I don't know. All right. So, should we go to the next team?
I just want to read one comment from the chat real quick. Cedric the Frog said, Melty copied a build from a D+ player who posted in 2005 and has never updated. We're not laughing at you, Melty. We're laughing with you, because I play one base Protoss Berserker. It's fun. So, more power to you, man. Don't play the meta. Play yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. We can go to the next team now.
All right. So that was Cadency and Faust's team. Next team is gonna be the team of Dragon and Dark Matter. Oh, Dark Matter going to coaching.
Best team.
Cool. Here we go. Team 4. Look at that.
There we go.
Mr. Snipe himself.
Best team, yeah. Team 4.
So tell us about the team, Snipe.
All right. Well, I actually
You
know
made
quite a
this
few
team.
people. Yeah, I know quite a few people on this team.
I wonder
So,
why.
Well, I actually snipe with a lot of them, like
Yeah,
snipers,
Steven
ball
Trump.
blocks. Mhm. I'm sure. Yeah, Tim, he sniped with us for a bit,
he's
so he
the
recognized a lot of
UMS
these
lads.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, some of us can play. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a tier 1 here, so. No. Otherwise, some of them are some of Dragon's old students from last season or previous seasons as well. That's basically what the team is my sniper buddies and Dragon's old students. So maybe a couple other people here and there added in, but I'm looking forward to this team. It's gonna be fun.
I mean, you got Anthem and Super Saiyan in tier 2, which is very solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super Saiyan was my teammate in season 2 as well.
All right.
You also have I'm Mad, who is his AKA is True Irish. He was a 2v2 player back in the day on IC Cup. He was like A+ rank or something like that. I had a 1v1, a team league like this a couple years ago with him. And even though his 1v1 is definitely not on the level of his 2v2, that just gives him such a strong foundation in terms of micro and all-in play. He's really strong, and like he just needs to refresh, or I guess raise his understanding of 1v1. He'll easily be a top tier 1 contender, I think.
That's good, especially with Dragon helping him out in ZVP mostly, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. And Armada as well. I'm kind of upset because I definitely wanted Armada on my team. He was on my team in Season 1, but since we can't have any Protoss, apparently, it makes sense that... it makes sense that he's on.
They took all the Protoss.
Yeah, see, I think that was their plan. Take all the Protoss, so every matchup against Protoss is super weak.
Yeah, nobody else has any Protoss practice partners now.
Also cool to see Fuyukura from Seoul, the clan leader of Seoul, there in tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually met him in real life down at Zotac.
Yeah?
He was there.
Nice.
I went down when Dragon competed, so I got to meet him and like all those other guys too, Tasteless, Artosis. It's pretty cool.
Ah,
But
cool.
he's a pretty cool dude. So cool to
Yeah,
have him on
I've
our
never
team as
actually
well.
seen him play before. But I talked to
Me
him before the season started, before the preseason, and he was kind of excited to start playing himself. He didn't know where he would end up in.
Yeah, he did pretty well in preseason from what I could tell. So
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But of course, he has pro Koreans in his team, and he's observing a lot of games, so he should know his stuff, I guess.
Yeah, so we were talking about Benjamins, right? And how many were slipped, right? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that there's definitely going to be some Benjamins exchanging hands, because you guys can have access to Korean practice partners, you know what I mean? Like, you guys, what do you even need coaches for? You know, you just kind of join the Seoul team chat, right? And then just do 1v1s over and over again. Then you come back to our normie CPL league and just crush everyone. That's it. That's the play, isn't it?
well, why do you think I've been saving up all these Benjamins from CPL? Like this is what it's all been going towards.
Buying out Soul.
Exactly. Oh my god.
All right. So, yeah, my boy Anthem in there in tier 2.
Yes.
Good team there.
Anthem is a god.
Yeah, he is.
He probably thinks he should be in tier 4. You should have put him in tier 4 just for kicks, I think.
Just for this stream. No.
He has been saying though that he really wanted to have Dragon as a coach. So
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna suit him well.
Yeah, he either wanted Dragon's team or Sugo and Tim's team. So there you go.
All right. So that's Dragon and Dark Matter's team. Should we keep going?
Yes.
Yes.
That's halfway.
Yep.
4 teams down. Where to go?
Halfway. Now we're gonna take a half an hour break. Fill up some water, take a pee. You know, walk the
We
dog.
will
and stuff
reveal
like
the other
that.
half.
Nah.
We will reveal the other
lunch,
half
no.
after 100 subs. 100 subs to Aggie stream.
Stay
That's it.
tuned.
Or a few Benjamins, you know. Whichever.
the paywall.
See you next Friday. All right, so the next team is going to be Team 5, and it's Demure and Ninjob. Is that right? Ninjob?
Ninjube. I call him
Ninjube.
Ninjube. Yeah.
That's what I say too.
All right, Ninjob. Here we
He was
go.
a player last season. Now he's coaching.
For some reason.
Look at that. Tier 1.
Yeah, he was a pretty strong player last season.
Okay. Oh, this is a great tier 1 that I'm looking at right now. Really
Yeah.
liking this one. Fox is first of all broken because he plays on Korean ladder, right? And
Yeah.
so he's like, he comes into Master Beginner Discord. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm like a 1600 player, right?" I'm like, "Okay, like who wants to game, right?" So I join up a game with him. We play a best of 3. I barely squeezed out. No, he beat me 2-1 actually in the best of 3. So I was like, "Oh crap,
Yep.
1600."
I've lost him too. He even reported himself as a tier 2 player when he signed up. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm putting
Well,
this
guy's
guy.
a god.
he's looking at these foreigner MMRs.
Yeah,
He's
like no way.
Korean letter MMR. Yeah, it's inflated by about like 200, I'd say. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
more like 1800.
Yeah, he's definitely tier 1 for sure.
Neblime, also up and comer. Like he's been learning 1v1 for about 2 years now, from what I gather. And I played him recently also, and he looks really strong as well. He beat me, no problem. Definitely big props to him for his improvement.
Yeah, he definitely keeps getting stronger.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
learns a lot from casting as well. He's been casting almost every week from...
Yeah, he's big into the casting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
he
he's
can
one of
only
the casting
parasite.
coordinators.
Yeah, he can only parasite off of other
That's
people's
true.
streams.
That's true. Australian internet.
Yeah.
80s Mullet on the team, another big name. Scaramanga and Katya Keen, also pretty well known. Katya Keen every season since Cpl 1, I believe, right? Been in tier 1 or thereabouts.
Yeah, he was on my team in season 1 when we won with Dragon Herb.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very strong, solid Zerg player back then too. So he's just been a steady Zerg all through CPL.
Mm-hmm. And Scaramanga's been around Team Liquid for at least 10 years now, I think. I remember when I first joined, I think he was already a member, so definitely a wealth of knowledge there, I presume. He could definitely contribute a lot to this
I
team.
believe he was in season 1 as well.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk
No.
about the other tiers a little
Yeah.
bit.
Tier 2.
Lola Dribbler. I don't know. I still to this day don't know how to pronounce that, but he was in DRTL, which is also like from around 8 years ago, and he was probably one of the worst players in the entire league. But I casted his preseason games. He looks really good now. Like I'm really impressed by him. I'm surprised that he grew so much. Like kind of like while staying under wraps. You know, like I haven't seen him join leagues that much or like playing in tournaments, but he's gotten really good. So major props to him.
There's also a few of the Nice clan, or I guess they're not a clan, community of Nice players. They're all on this team. Ploop, Fajita guy, Nice T Rainer. They're all from the Nice clan, Nice group. So I kind of got them all together.
You have Bad Penny in tier 3, by the way, which
Yes.
that's a really strong player for
Okay,
tier
so
3.
okay, Bad Penny
Well-
is playing a different race this season.
I know,
Penny
but
Roadhouse, they're playing Terran, and
Yeah.
Bad Penny lost a lot of their preseason games.
Yeah, but I think he still looked pretty solid even in the preseason, even though he lost, right?
Mhm.
Like, I think.
I think he can improve,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think-
I'm really. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, we
He's
did
got
some
some-
tryouts on him. in iRk
Yeah.
actually, and yeah, I think his Terran it can improve, and he has a lot of potential. But I think at the moment, I think he's around tier 3 with his Terran.
Yeah.
If he's gonna
I
play
think-
Terran, that is, I think it's his tier.
Yeah, there's some aspects of his play that are pretty good, and I would say are easily in tier 2 realm. But other aspects of his play definitely need the work.
Yeah.
So he could, if he fixes like basically his macro is what really holds him back, from what I saw.
Yeah.
With his Terran play at least. So if he's able to correct some of that, then he could easily be like sweeping the tier 3. But it's not easy. It's not like an easy one-day fix to learn how to macro. So
Yeah.
we'll see how he does with it.
Yeah, I just pulled up his results. He went 4-3 in preseason matches. So there you
That's
go.
not that
About
bad.
Yeah. And I actually bet him on the ladder once. He tried to BBS me. Didn't go so well for him.
I want to mention one more name from this list. The Fake Finn. He was in the RSL, which is the Rookie Star League that was run by Least, and I casted his games also. And I think he might be genuinely one of the newest players that I've seen. Like, someone who clearly just picked up the game like maybe a couple weeks ago, right? Like 38 PM, making builds that don't really make much sense. But that makes me excited for this because I know that he's going to grow so much, and I know that we're doing a good thing if we're attracting people who are so new to the game. So I'm really happy to see him in here. Cheers to Fake Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One other thing to note about this team too is it does only have one Protoss player as well. It's full of Terrans and Zergs. Demirity and Ninju wanted mostly Terrans and a few Zergs. So
Wow.
And who is the Protoss player? Oh, it's Yoit's.
it's Flash.
Yeah.
Yep. Tier 2 Protoss.
Ironically, right?
Yeah. Well, he was requested specifically for this team, so that's why he's the there.
No, I mean like it's Flash, the Protoss. Like, is this the off race situation?
Secretly
where-
Terran player.
Well, you got Flash for the win too, right?
Yeah.
It's Protoss.
All right. So that's Team 5. Anyone want to add anything else on that team?
Nope. On to the next.
No. All right. So that's Demure and Ninjube's team, and the next team is gonna be Dreamer and Dentarg, also 2 players who were playing last season and are now signed up as coaches. And it looks like this. Team 6, everyone.
Let's see it. Okay. Evil Eye. First name that sticks out to me. Champion from season 1.
Yeah.
Best record. Barely
Good-
beating Dark Matter. Barely.
Mhm.
By 1 game.
That he beat Dark Matter in, so that's important.
But Dark Matter beat him in the All-Star match.
Yeah, that's postseason. That's for fun and games. That don't count. Let's see.
So this team
Incomplete
has a
is
lot
on
of
here.
Europeans, right? Or non-Americans. It seems like it.
Yeah.
Dentarg is European, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Dreamer is
Dreamer
also
is-
European.
Yeah. Yog Zototh is. He was tier 2 before. He's
Yeah.
moved up. I actually played him in preseason as well.
I think Cameloid also is European, and of course both in Rev they're incomplete. Clan leader of Rev and Erob, and Baal is also from Europe.
Yeah.
He's playing Zerg this season now, by the way. He was Protoss last season.
Oh,
And the guy whose name is Tepa, it's actually Terran written in Russian, right? So it's Terran written in Russian, basically. So
Okay.
it's not actually Tepa, it's Terran. His name is literally just Terran, and so that kind of implies to me that he's from Europe as well, most likely. If not Russian, then at least one of the Slavic countries.
yeah.
Interesting.
I think Siv in tier 3 also is European.
hmm So maybe this is team time zone number 1 because we have yet to see right. Team time zone. No, actually, no. This is team time zone number 2 because team time zone number. Oh wait, did they split up Neblime and Mr. Chill? They're friends. Why would you do that to them?
Yeah. Oh my god.
There was a few requested, like Jesse requested Mr. Chill and stuff too. I couldn't get them all on one team, so some of them had to be split up.
Ouch.
Chill requested either Chessie or Nablime, so he ended up with Chessie.
So
I see.
one player that is interesting here, Snipe. Why is NCX in purple?
Okay, so he signed up. I believe he signed up as random. There was a couple people that signed up as random or any race.
Oh.
So, like, we're not gonna have random allowed. He just put him in purple because that's what he signed up as. When the season actually starts, he'll have to pick a race each week kind of deal. But
Interesting.
So I have a
But for now
question
he's-
actually about this team. This is mostly to Laser, I guess, but I know that Dreamer was a really strong performer in the last season, and that Dentarg has been a consistent performer too. Did you tell them that they had to graduate, or did they on their own decide that it's time for them to move on to coaching?
so they signed up as like coach and / or player. And anyone that signed up as coach or player, I just put them on coaches just so we had enough coaches, right? Because there's always just so many more players that sign up. Like you can see here, each team is like 18, 20 kind of people, right? For
Yeah.
2 coaches. So anyone who's like, I'm willing to coach, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make you a coach.
Ouch.
We had how many players this season? Like 150 or something?
177. At
Signed
least
up, yeah.
that's how many were in the preseason.
I have
For
a
the-
total of, 193 people signed up. That's including the coaches. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
not including people on the wait list.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm.
That's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, all the coaches here. I don't really know anything about Dentarg. I've never seen him play, so I have no idea how good he is. But everyone else, I think, could do at least a reasonable job. So
Yeah,
pretty happy
Dentarg,
with that.
he's pretty solid, I would say. Like I could see him being in tier 1, but he's probably like comparable in level, I think, to like King. Well, no, I think he's better than King Pi. I think he's like Armada level, I would say, and maybe
Right.
a little bit better. So, but he definitely has been around for a while. I played. He was on my team with Kanzaki Renko for a league, I think, a year ago, and he improved so much during that season that when we met in a tournament later, he beat me. So he's pretty solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've played him before, and we've taken games off each other. So I would say he's pretty good. Definitely can coach.
Yeah, I played a lot against Dentarg, both in Clan Wars and, of course, in Cpl. We were in the same team in the second season. And, of course, he's the clan leader of Ash. And he has a lot of good players in there. And also he's been coaching some of the less good players. So I know he knows how to coach. So, yeah. I think he's going to do a good job. And Dreamer, of course, a guy who improved a lot since joining Ash. He was in Messiah before, was clan leader of that clan. Now is co-captain, I think, in Ash. And I think he knows his stuff as well.
And he's very strong.
Yeah.
Dreamer
He
was,
made it to S rank.
I think, easily the strongest player last season.
Yeah. I think so.
I
too.
believe he made it to S rank. So
Yeah, people hyped me, but for real, Dreamer is better than me, and he absolutely during last season he was better than me. Now I don't know, maybe I've caught up, but he was absolutely slaying last season.
Quick question to Aggie, but when you say Messiah, you mean the clan that's MSJ?
Yeah.
That's from Central Europe, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of great players on there, and they've been going for so long. It makes sense that they've worked together to get stronger. But I'm glad to hear that he joined Dentarg on Ash. I'm wondering why Dentarg doesn't have the clan tag then, and Dreamer does, if Dentarg's the leader. But I guess he's just that well known and respected, so we all know that he's from Ash, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people here that doesn't have the clan tags on them.
Well, it's just whatever they signed up with on the
Yeah,
TL.
I think
forum.
many of them, I don't know why,
Whatever.
but they just sign up with their nicknames and they forget about the clan tags, I guess. So, but it's good to see some of the iRk players at least have signed up with iRk IDs, and also Rev, of course. All the Revs have Rev IDs. Yeah. All right.
Moving on to the next, maybe?
What?
Let's move on to the next one, I think.
Yeah, I also would like to say that it's cool to see Incomplete in tier 2 in this team. He's the leader of Rev, of course, and I think they have a lot of experience in this team. Should not underestimate them. And I think Cameloid in Tier 1 recently joined Red, if I'm correct. So, a lot of experience from European teams in there.
Yeah.
All right, next team is going to be Team 7, and it is going to be coached by Aruv from iRk and Exceed. And it looks like this.
Ooh, nice. So first of all, I'm glad to hear that Exceed stayed on as a coach. I heard that he might not be sticking around, so I'm happy to see that he has indeed stayed as a coach. And I mean, Aru is so old school; like he's been around forever, and he's really, really strong. I think so. I think this is a great start for the coaches, at least. Like for the players in the team, these are great coaches to have.
Oh, for sure. Like Aru went fairly far in BSL. I know he definitely won some matches there.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like goes to whatever the top one is.
Yeah,
but
Probably.
Yeah, I just hope Aruv has time for this. I haven't seen him online recently, and he also gave up his spot in the SDPL finals.
Okay.
So, yeah, I hope he comes back in time for the CPL season to start.
well, it's obvious why he did it. He's gathering energy for the CPL season. You know, he put away all his
Clearly,
other
yeah.
responsibilities. Yeah.
Most
I
likely.
mean, he's going to need a lot of energy for Insomniac.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna see how long we were gonna go before it was mentioned.
So, anyways, Tier 1 in this team.
Arya, aka what was it? Stardom from back. Yes, legendary
in the
100
plebs.
APM Terran.
Yeah.
start him in the plebs.
Mm-hmm.
Back in season 1.
Dazed, the legendary Team Liquid Debbie Downer. Every post he makes is about how like the game is figured out and it's boring now. So I expect him to win all of his games since the game is so figured out. You know what I mean? Like if he's that good, like if he knows everything about the game like that, then he should be like the number 1 Tier 1 player right now. So that's strong and that's a good pickup for them.
Yeah.
Hermu is also well known.
And of course, they have Intact. Is he in the chat? My buddy.
Yeah, he's
Infamous Intact.
Yeah.
Infamous Intact.
he's gonna be the moderator of your stream soon, right?
Yeah, most likely. Someday we're gonna sit down and have a coffee and have a great laugh about this. Me and
Jake Pliskin in Tier 2, he's very active in the chat. Like he talks a lot about the game. Shows that he definitely thinks a lot about the game. I see a lot of his posts on Team Liquid. They read kind of like not novels, but kind of like not even short stories, but like editorials for a magazine. You know what I mean? It feels like there's like a professional writer or like a sports commentator on the other side. So I think that's a good person to have on your team, someone who approaches the game critically like that and is willing to talk about it a lot. I think he could definitely help pull the Tier 3 people up. And I'm kind of interested to see what his interactions with Insomniac are going to be like. But in general, I also want to add Just Barisu. He's a NHFFA player, and by the way, Desmond Tutu from Team 5 as well. They're from the No Hunters Free for All, and they just recently became interested in 1v1 play, from what I gather. And I'm really happy to see Barisu in Tier 2.
Cool. And the Tier 3, I don't think I know any of them.
Let's see.
I know Insomniac. I don't know the others.
We all know Insomniac. There's like I think Asriel's pretty solid. Like they all are pretty solid. Insomniac, like he's come a long way. Like last time he played with Cpl 2. Now he won at least one or a total of 2 preseason games, a ZVP and a ZVZ. He even made it out of F rank. Like he's coachable. He can get better. His weakness is his mindset, I think.
All right.
But I think the tier 3 definitely they have a foundation.
I want to say something about Insomniac, and it's going to be a good thing. So recently, I was talking to he gets help from Abstract Daddy, who is on my team right now. They're kind of like close. They talk. They go over replays and stuff. And from what I've gathered is that first of all, he's definitely a lot more open to suggestions in terms of like how to improve than it may seem like in the public channels where like every other word is Protoss, yeah. So like I think like his attitude has improved a lot. He's not like looking for his Hydra Den anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen some of the things that he's posted in the CPL chat. And I was like, damn, that's actually like super mindful and insightful. Like, I'm so proud of Insomniac for maybe putting the rage aside for a little bit. Maybe it's because he's not in game at the moment, but I definitely have high hopes for Insomniac.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone over some like ZVZ stuff with him, and it looked like it really did help in his preseason game in week 2. So he definitely shows that he learns and will get better and stuff like that. It might just take a while, but it shows.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
The final team.
Last but not least,
Yeah, I think this team should be the one winning the whole thing. If I'm not
Yage's team, right?
I wonder why he thinks that.
Just looking at the coaches here, I mean, we have 3 coaches.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
So, the last team is Team 8, and it is coached by iRk's Unko and Red's Horror Toss and J1. And it looks like this.
I'd definitely say this team seems to have some active coaches. At least, like Horror Toss early on, he was going through a lot of the replays from preseason. I can tell you that, like seeing like which players he wanted specifically. He is a Protoss player, so the Protoss players on his team are mostly ones he thought, hey, these are the guys I can help out the most. These are the guys I want to help out. So I think he's going to be pretty active in the league, helping coach his players. And I mean, Unko was last season, so.
Every other day, I see him post like tier A rank Protoss live stream, communicate with chat. Like that's his advertisement, right? That the fact that he does talk with the people, that he does like answer questions and stuff. So it makes perfect sense for me that he's a coach here.
Yeah. I actually noticed his stream a couple of days ago. I've been seeing him spamming a lot about his stream and his interact in chat. But I went into his stream and checked it out, and it was really good. He made some really good points during his games, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him. Yeah. Also good to see so many iRKs in this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a request from somebody.
Royal Blue,
maybe.
Might have been Uncle, right?
Royal Blue is DST Napoleon.
yeah, strong player.
Yep.
Link Pump.
This team's tier 1 looks very. They have a lot of really strong, maybe not absolutely top of the line, but like close to the top players. Like I think Link Pump and Royal Blue in particular are very close to the top.
Yeah.
Of the season Cpl tier 1.
I think the best part about this tier 1 team here is that everyone is quite active.
And you're on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's good for practice.
We have Kicks in there.
Yeah.
Stalwart of the scene. Definitely some knowledge locked away in that brain of his that could be shared.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, he's been playing a lot of grudge matches with Doc Holliday lately.
Definitely.
On stream, so.
Let's look at tier 2. Someone said in the chat that this is basically Elmaster Team 3, and I can see why they would say that because we do have a Link Pump is active in our chat, but it's BBS and Strom Carlin. They're both like pretty much the Elmaster's beginner Discord is almost like their home, or has been for the past couple of months. BBS, I think, underrates themselves famously, kind of like Anthem does, right? But definitely has some potential there. After having 260 APM Muto Micro while being in like D rank or something like that, I think that there's a lot of potential there for them as Terran now because they changed their races. And Strom has just been grinding hard. Like she has her own like practice routines. Like she requests like specific things. Like I had to make a map where you just make units out of hatcheries and place hatcheries. That's all you do on the map. It's like a UMS, and it's been working. She's been climbing pretty rapidly. I think very solid foundation. Follows instructions well. Definitely an ideal player for Team 2 and for any coach to train. I think.
Yeah,
very solid Zerg player.
Dedicated to improvement. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
That's what the CPL is all about, after all, right?
Yeah.
Getting better at the game.
I don't know a lot of these other tier 2 players. Basically, everyone below Tom Carlin on that list, I don't know any of them.
I think Yaleo is in Rev as well. We played him last weekend in the clan war against them. I think he
Why
won.
all females play Zerg? There is a Terran female player on my team, Queen. Is a Terran player.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 3. There you go.
Nice.
But it is an interesting trend.
It is. Like every other female I've known is playing Zerg.
Well, there's also Toss Girl. You can't forget Toss Girl. 'Cause clearly she played both Protoss and Terran, but no Zerg.
Toss Girl the Terran. There you go.
Yeah. I know I casted Win Hours games from the preseason, and I think he had like one of the most interesting games that I saw in the preseason for sure. It was on FS TVZ, and I don't remember his opponent. It might have been Torask with an exclamation point. But it boiled down to him being with Goliaths against Guardians, and the Zerg was mining with like 2 drones or something like that. So Winnower, at the very least, can produce some entertaining games, and he definitely has some idea of what to do. So I think he will do well in Tier 2 here.
Yeah. And the Tier 3. You guys know them?
I don't know any of these people, unfortunately.
I mean, I played against Rage in a ZVZ week 2. He seemed pretty solid. Just lacked the micro that you kind of need, at least in ZVZ. So,
Yeah,
but he seemed pretty solid, I think.
yeah, he's played in previous season. I think he also goes by Zach.
Okay.
Zach or something. But yes, he's played in previous seasons. He, like you said, he was playing in Tier 2, but he didn't do so well, so I ended up putting him on Tier 2.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting them all. It's always fun every new season when you get to meet new players. Get to know them.
Some new friendships are formed.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Yep.
New rivalries,
Yeah, that too.
grudge matches.
Yeah, a lot of grudge matches. All right.
This team, I just want to say this team has a really strong advantage because they have a coach that plays each race. Like Unko he plays Protoss and Terran both very well at like 2100 MMR. And Haratos is Protoss, J1 is Zerg. So they have coaching available at decently high level for all 3 races, which literally none of the other teams have that.
Sort of Team 4. Dragon does play Protoss and Zerg, and then Dark.
Right, but he doesn't play ZVT or ZVC.
Yeah, I was going to get that,
Yeah.
yes. But I think you can still coach him at a pretty high level.
Yeah, for sure. But it does help to have someone who mains the race.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do want to, for example, Doc Holliday, he said, I asked him kind of like candidly in FBW, like, what do you want, who do you want as a coach for Cpl Season 4? And he says, I just want a Zerg coach, right? So instantly my first thought was like, shit, right? Because I knew he was on my team. And I will let you know that initially Tai 2 was going to be one of the coaches on our team. He decided to kind of step away from that. He didn't want like the responsibility. But as soon as I found out that, players like Doc Holliday want all the Zerg coaches only, and when I realized that the entire team is Zerg and Terran, I realized that I had to approach Tai 2 again and ask him for his help. And he said he would be very much pliable and like he would help us out a lot. So we do have a Zerg coach in the form of Tai 2. It's not an official coach, but he's in our private chat. He's going to be helping out and hopefully not spying on us. He says that he has a little bit of evil to him. So I think we can maybe rival. Okay, well, I know that I can't rival Horror Toss and Flash for the W. Probably can't rival Uncle. No offense in terms of raw skill, but we have dedication. We have years of game knowledge that we spent watching VODs instead of getting better at the game, and we have Tai too. So I think we can at least offer some competition there.
Yeah.
You may have Tai too. He likes to pop in and out of the CPL like every season.
You have caught Tai too, maybe. That's it.
Yeah.
You have him for a bit, a couple weeks, and he's gone.
So,
All right. So guys, which team looks the strongest here?
I've while we've been doing this, I've compiled a list from strongest to weakest, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it by you guys so I
Let's
can
hear
hear
it.
your opinions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
let's hear it.
For first place, I have tied Team 2 and Team 3. Both of them have insane for tier 1s, really good tier 2s, and decent tier 3s from what I can tell. So I think that like they're good in every category. So I would have to give them the advantage. And also I'm on tier 2, so obviously I have to favor my own. Second strongest, Team 5. Team 5 has a really strong tier 1 again, and maybe like some hidden bosses in the form of Fox. Like I don't see him losing many games in tier 1, for example. Tier 2 and tier 3, I mean, with Bad Penny on tier 3, who has a lot of upward mobility, in tier 2 we have F-Lil Dribbler, Desmond Tutu experienced players. I think that they make a solid case for being the third strongest team. Kind of close to them, I would say. Maybe like they share the same spot, and as like the second strongest would be Team 4. Again, pretty much the same formula. Like it's about how consistently strong each one of your tiers is to me. And I don't know as much about their tier 3, but I know that their tier 1 and 2 have a lot of potential there. After that, I would place Tim's team, Team 1, in I guess technically fourth place. Mostly because they're all Protoss, right? So that will carry you a long way, because historically CPL has had insane Protoss win rates, right? Protoss has been winning in every matchup, I think, every season.
Yeah,
So-
last season it was a 57% win rate over Terran and a 57% over Zerg.
And I think season 1, it was something like PVZ was something like 60-40 in favor of Protoss, I think.
Yeah,
So-
67-33.
So while
EVT
their
was
team,
close.
Yeah, something like that.
even though their team is going to be the easiest to prepare for, right? Because they're all Protoss, I think that they're also going to have a lot of strength in Unity as Protoss players. They're going to make Ire great again. They're going to steal that tagline from Anthem. And then after that, I have roughly at around the same place. I have Team 6, Team 7, and Team 8. They have some standout players. Obviously, we have Royal Blue, Link Pumpy, Aggie, of course, Dazed, Arya, Evil Eye, Cameloid, names that we all know. Aetus is also up and comer, but I just maybe don't know enough about the team. So I would say that's my list from strongest to weakest.
I can tell you Reverie beat Relentless in preseason. So I think look out for him. He's going to be pretty strong.
True. Yeah, Reverie, I see him posting in chat. I've never seen him play, but from what he says, I think and the way people talk to him, I think he must be a strong player.
Yeah, I think Team 8 is the strongest. If all falls apart, I'll just teach everyone how to cheese. We just cheese our way to the finals.
That is your strength.
The finals is best of 1, so
True.
yeah.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Well, will it be best of 1 again? Is that decided?
Only time will tell. That has not been decided. We're ways
Alright.
away from playoffs still.
Has it always been
We'll see.
best of 1? I know that in CPL 1 we had me and Dragon had a long discussion about this. Has it been best of 1 since then?
It has. I know, like, you were really big on the best of 1s, and that's why we ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Dragon really wanted the best of 3s, because, our team would favor our team, I think. But
Yeah.
we still won it anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Let's see.
just to go over another thing that might be interesting, and now we're gonna move over to Snipe here, because Snipe, we want to know a bit about what you are planning for the map pool.
Oh, right. Okay, map pool has not been finalized or anything yet, but what we're looking at here is basically 7 maps. So we're gonna have 3 4-player maps, 2 3-player maps, and 2 2-player maps. So we're gonna have like a good balance. I'm gonna be looking to add like maybe some recent ASL KSL kind of maps, or
Nice.
some ladder maps, of course. Like you got to get some of those standards in there. I mean, you can never get rid of Fighting Spirit, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'd get shot if I got rid of Fighting Spirit. So
yeah, get rid
Have
of
you
it.
seen the ASL maps? Have you seen them?
the newest ones,
Yes.
I have not.
I feel like people, what they did was they all got together, like the map makers, and like, all right, how do we torture pro gamers? Like how do we like squeeze them for everything that they're worth? Because those maps are so freaking insane. Like, I don't think that it would be even it's even moral to present it to CPL players.
I don't know if
Oh my
I would.
god, dude,
I'm
just
thinking
look
like previous maps,
at, look at Elysian.
Sylphid or something, something a little nicer.
Yeah, well, if you put
yeah.
in the blockchain, teammate is for sure gonna win.
I will make sure
Alright.
of it.
No blockchain, no Autobahn. I think we had a few proxy hatches by our host in that map.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Every round.
Every round.
All right, so I have a question actually. So recently we've seen foreign map makers get their maps like into KSL, ASL. Would you be? I remember in CPL 1, I believe it was Jukado who came up to us and specifically requested that we add some foreign maps. Do you think that you're going to be doing that for this season as well?
Yes. So he actually came up to me again. He messaged me on Team Liquid, and he's like, "Hey, I know you're in it. You'd include some foreign maps here. Here's some suggestions. If you want to include any of these." So I talked with him a little bit, and I also talked with Freakling a little bit. So we'll probably get at least 1 or 2 foreign-made maps into the pool as well.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, there have been some really good ones recently. Eddie, I really like that map a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Sure.
All right.
I'm still hoping out for the return of Skull Desert.
Gold Rush.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Probably not.
So, guys, anything else we need to cover here? Do our audience have any questions for us? They love Eddie.
Well, I'm surprised that you're the only one that spoke out against my tier list for the teams. I think that has everyone else just accepted what I said as fact? Because I'm okay with that. Like, does anyone else think that?
I mean,
I know you're okay with
Obviously, Team 4, you know.
yeah,
my
I feel like team 1 through 4 are going to be kind of close throughout the whole thing, while the other 4, they'll either be on the back half of everything, or they might be like kind of like a wild card. Like they'll surprise everybody, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So I did that just to give some time for the questions to come in, and we already have a couple. First question I see is, when's the first day of CPL?
I don't know.
Professionalism.
Professionalism at its finest. No, it's coming. Like,
Soon.
so
TM.
soon TM, yeah, no. Like after this stream, I actually have to leave for a little while. But when I get back, I'm gonna actually put the teams together. Like everyone's gonna start getting added to their team discords in the CPL Discord, and then after that, I'm gonna just work on grading the official post up. So give teams a little bit of time to get to know each other, play, practice a bit. So maybe in like a couple of weeks here, we'll get our first match going.
Nice.
Right.
Another question was, how does waitlist work?
Yeah, Snipe has a date after this, and she is Korean. No, no, wait. Waitlist. So for the waitlist, that basically whoever wants to sign up who missed signups, they just get added literally onto a list, and as players start dropping out or as teams need more players, like say someone requests a tier 1 player or a tier 3 player or whatever, I'll just look and see who the next available tier 3 or tier 2 whatever player, and I'll just try and contact them and get them on the team and get them playing right away.
I'm gonna skip Abby Love's question because it was kind of pointed and rude. Let's put it mildly, right? But we have a question from Least, which I'm not gonna skip just to rub it in him a little bit. Who is the most impressive tier 2 player on Team 1? Says Least. All right. So looking at this list, I would. It's kind of between
Everyone except Least.
It's between Gomatas and Overtime, but I think I might have to take Mr. Wizard, which is AKID1 over Least any day of the week, honestly.
Wasn't he tier 3 last
Shots
season?
fired.
Yeah, congratulations to Wizard, by the way, for getting promoted to tier 2. He said he really wanted that, so...
Yeah.
I heard he might have some trouble playing this season or early on or something.
Oh yeah,
From
he
Tim.
got wrist issues, so we'll see how that pans out.
Okay.
I mean, when you have such insane mechanics, you know, like it really takes a toll on, you know, your wrist. You might have carpal tunnel, so... I mean, like 60 APM doesn't come out of nowhere, you know. I mean, it's a major strain on your digits and your wrist and all that. So.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question in the chat. What are the MMR ranges or leagues for each tier?
All right, so basically tier 3 set it up anything under 1400. Tier 2 was 14 to 16. Some of the 1600 people I put into tier 1 and some into tier 2 to start, and just to kind of gauge where they were at, see how they did in preseason. And like a couple people did get moved after preseason. Like a couple people dropped down from tier 1 to tier 2 or moved up from tier 2 to tier 1 just based on how they did. And then tier 1 is basically 1600 to 1900. It's actually pretty wide range in skills. So, but with what Awardee is planning, hopefully we'll get a little bit more even matches throughout all the tiers. Like we're going to try and match up early on, maybe by MMRs, but then if you win, you'll get matched up with someone else who won, kind of deal, in the next week. Or if you lose, you'll get matched up with someone else who lost. So it's hopefully going to, you know, end up where you're going to be playing a little bit more even matches by the end of the season.
This community is the greatest because, like, just like back to back, they're just amazing comments in the chat. So, first, I know the answer to this one, Rage Kaczynski. Yes, players can change tiers during the season. Doc Holiday with a question that I think you guys might want to look at, but I'm not going to repeat it. And then we have Cat Camera Bell saying that feels like some of these coaches are 1600. Oof. But could you please explain to new players how the matches usually go? Lineup, how many from each tier, best of 3, etc.?
Yeah, so again, best of 3. The maps are going to be chosen this time rather than like last season. We've alternated. Last season we did. And season 1 we had the first map was decided and then it was loser pick. But this season going forward, we're going to be looking at just assigning the 3 maps, and they'll just rotate them out week by week. Again, it's best of 3, so 3 games if it goes 3 games. Otherwise, it's just 2. You get 1 opponent per week. It'll be matched up at the beginning of the week, and you basically have that whole week to play them. Just arrange a time and get your your best of 3 played whenever. And it'll probably be similar to last season where we had 9 players from each team play each week. Just based on team sizes mostly, and whichever team wins more of those best of 3s ends up winning for that week.
All right.
Are we doing more questions, or because I see some more?
Yeah.
If there's any more, bring them
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. It actually is a good question. Where did all these new players come from? This CPL season seems much bigger than the last one.
I mean, a lot of them are signups. Just the word getting out more, I would say.
Yeah.
More people finding out. The L-Master Discord, we got quite a few coming from there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else have anything to add? Where are these
Yeah.
players coming from?
A lot of clans force their players to sign up as well, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Do you do that or what? No.
Yeah, I think Elmaster's Beginner Discord helped spread a lot of word. But also I see people who are entirely in the CPL Discord. They show up there first and they're like, hey guys, what is this? You know? So I think a lot of people just naturally found CPL either through the Reddit sidebar or through word of mouth. And yeah, I love the fact that there's so many new players here. Absolutely fantastic.
Like some of the players on my team from the Snipers Discord, just some of my friends from there as well, deciding to, hey, I want to try out Melee, you know, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And like CPL has been mentioned a couple times on the Pylon show and stuff now as well. So I think that helps get the word out.
It's also getting mentioned in other games. Like we've gotten a few Fortnite players and
Yes, that's happened.
a random. I think he was from the game Civilization or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kix brings up a great point. Sham2 Rapid and Kix have mentioned CPL on the Pylon show, which is run by Artosis and In Control usually.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that was a big shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about that a bit. I caught that, so that was pretty cool.
Hmm. So I think one last interesting question that I saw was which players do you predict will move tiers? Anyone you see going up, maybe going down? I think Bad Penny has the potential to be a tier 2 player by the end of the season, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that's a certainty, but the potential's there.
I think that Anthem could easily be a tier 1 player by the end of the season.
Maybe.
Especially with Dragon coaching him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like a sponge, he just absorbs.
I think my number 1 pick for moving up is Essie on my team, Fitrus. He will absolutely be tier 2 by the end of the season.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
He actually won all of his almost all of his preseason games as well, so he was looking pretty good.
Okra is also a good mover, a move-upper, I think.
Yeah.
He's been practicing a lot. He's definitely been getting better as well.
Yeah, he's very active and improving right now. He came to me a couple times. I helped him out with some facing 2 facts and some strong FDs, stuff like that.
Let's see. Snowfruit. I think Snowfruit could have been tier 1 this season. From what I know of Snowfruit, or from what I know of his play from in the past, I think he was one of the strongest players in CPL 1. Obviously, the ceiling for CPL has moved up quite a bit, especially as players have been getting better over time. But I think Snowfruit, if he has the time, he could definitely compete with some of these tier 1 players for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting to see overtime in Team 1. And also Sinclair in Team 1. I think he's a Rev player as well. And I think I played him in Ladder a couple of times. And I think he has the potential of getting real high as well. So look out for those guys.
I think Relentless, Chava, and Fox all have the potential to move out of tier 1 and into tier coach.
Yeah.
Very, very shortly.
Linky Pump.
Linky Pumpy. Weenie Pumpkin. He definitely has a lot of upwards mobility. I definitely thought he at one point said that he had 1950. I double checked with him. That's not true, but I fully believed it when he said it. I was like, yeah, of course that makes sense, because like the way that he beat me a couple of times was just straight up embarrassing. So, definitely some players that are I would say at the very top of the cup, like when you fill a cup with beer and there's foam like bubbling over the top, ready to spill over. That's where they're at. They're at that little foamy top right there.
and anyone who's kind of like on the border, like they could have been tier 2, they could have been tier 1 kind of deal, right on that bubble, like you were saying, could potentially move up or down, or up a tier or down tier, whatever. There's already been a couple people that have been moved around, like I said, so either by request, like Sham2, I put him at tier 2 to start, but he moved up to tier 1, like he did well, like so.
I think Kanzaki Renko is he always underrates himself in chat, and I think a lot of people take him on his word because he's not as infamous as Anthem at doing that, right? He's like every time I see him post in CPL chat, he's like, I am so bad at the game, sad face, right? I lose again, sad face, right? But the reality is, like, he's pretty solid player. Like, he might have some fluctuations, have some glaring holes, so definitely something for Cadenzi and Faust to look at, but he has a good foundation, and he speaks Korean. And for those of you that don't know, he's also the one that revealed the hallucinated Archon trick to the foreign community. So he clearly reads Korean forums, and he keeps up with the game. So I think that he's a
he's played kind of tier 1 too.
And Pliskin said that Kanzaki plays on the Korean server, if he recalls correctly. I know that Kanzaki is Korean, but he lives in Georgia. I don't know if he goes through VPN, but that would explain a lot about his gripes about his ladder play if he's playing on Korean server,
I met him in a tournament before, and he did take a game off me. I did win the series, but like he's a pretty strong Terran player, so I could see him moving up as well. He's played tier 1 before too.
All right. So it's gonna be interesting to see if iRk Father is gonna get over his quick GGs and actually stay in a game. See if he will win a lot more.
There's a few of those.
That's actually his biggest issue. I mean, he could win so many games if he just stayed in and tried instead of just GG and leave.
Yeah. If anyone watched his series against Ling Pump a few weeks back, he GG'd out of a game where he was up 100 supply.
Oh my god.
And it wasn't like 100 to 200 with like Zerg on like lurkers and defilers. It was
150
more
to 50.
like,
Oh my. Actually, I think I saw that.
And to be fair, he did have 20 supply worth of dropships. He just had 10 dropships following his army, like medevacs. But even then, like he just kind of like he ran into one lurker, one defiler at the Zerg natural, and like Zerg wasn't mining off one base. He saw that and he's like, "All right, GG." I'm like, "What?" even Linga Pump had typed in the game. He typed, "What the fuck?" Right? Like.
I know for tier 3, a lot of people are probably going to be interested to see how Insomniac does this season.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity.
I think I have a good feeling about it. I think his mindset is improving. Maybe he is still definitely xenophobic against Protoss, but that's just words, right? What matters is the play.
Yeah.
Careful, man. You're outnumbered here, my guy. And yeah, not much more to add from me. Anyone else got anything to say?
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing how far Marketing Boom can go with his StarCraft 2 skills in StarCraft 1.
True.
It's gonna be so interesting to see
quickly
where he ends up after the season.
I think the most important thing that transfers from StarCraft 2 to Brood War isn't like the mechanics or the hotkeys. It's actually the ability to learn an RTS game.
Yeah.
Like if you know how to learn an RTS game, you can do it again. I think, even if it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, if no one has anything else to add, should we round this up?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think Team 8 is going to win the whole thing, and the other 7 teams
Team 4,
are
Team
gonna
4.
split second place. But it's just me. I just see a lot of potential there.
I mean, if you want my opinion, I think it's straight up impossible for a team of entirely Protoss to lose, so...
That's until you face the team that has mostly Zerg. I'm sorry. That's because we at least half of my players make Zerglings. Okay, so that's the wrap.
I mean, that's
you're
tier 3
right.
right there.
True.
All right, guys. Shall we call it a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the original splash screen. I think it needs to be seen one more time.
Look at these guys.
Closing scene of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why
Team Aggie is Team 8,
Tim
Teddy
is
Bear.
having such a sunburn on his hands.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah, it is.
You kept your hands in the oven for too long, huh?
You need some aloe on them.
Those cookies were done, dude. I'm telling you.
So dumb. Yeah. Yes, Chobo there crashing the stream as well. Look at it.
Last minute crasher.
Alright, guys. So, this is CPL Season 4. I think it's gonna be a really cool season, and I'm looking so forward to it. And I'm in
Yeah,
Tier
it should be
1,
fun.
finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's overdue.
Yeah.
You got the record for best record one season, I believe.
Last season, yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
I
it.
think the season before that as well.
Yeah,
I think
it is long overdue.
yeah, I've only lost in the finals, in the best of ones, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So, thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks for hosting us. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Our gracious
Yeah.
host, Auge.
Shout outs to all the players in CPL, everyone who played in the preseason matches, everyone who stayed active through what could be, I can see it being like a somewhat trying ordeal, you know, organizing 5 games to play during the week with people from all over the world. It's going to be much easier from now on, guys. Only 1 match per week max.
One player, yeah.
Yep, and so definitely props to everyone who stuck around.
All right. So,
Aggie,
yeah, I don't want to shut this down. I just want to keep going. So, but I'm gonna take a 10-minute break. Then I'm gonna play some. It's Friday night, and I need to pop a beer, and then play some StarCraft. So.
All right, we'll commentate while you do that. We'll talk about
Yeah,
how
why
bad
not?
you are.
I gotta go for a bit, but afterwards I'll make the teams up, and you'll be able to start talking and interacting with your teammates. So there you go.
Awesome.
Check out for that later today.
Alright.
Thanks, everyone.
So have a great evening, everyone. And
Take care, brother.
see ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a 10-minute break, just get some beer and stuff, and then we're gonna go for some games. So stay tuned if you wanna see some newbie plays.